not had the stamina or really the wherewithal of mind to do a regular long length video, and all the editing that goes into that. And so I'm doing a live. Nobody really ever watches my live videos, but that's okay. I figured I'd give an update because who knows who's going to watch this in the future and be curious. So it's been about I guess about a month or so since I've done any kind of video about anything. Um, it's been busy and really just really tired. One thing that I'm really struggling with is just my stamina to do life. Just tired. And I know that it's somewhat cancer related, and I also know it's probably somewhat weight related. I'm heavier than I've really ever been in my life, and age and everything else. So hopefully it's mostly cancer related. And then after I have my surgery, um, I'll go back to having some level of strength and stamina. That would be very nice. So I have my surgery on Friday. Getting rather nervous about that. Never had any real surgery. I mean, I've had my wisdom teeth removed when I was a child. Back in those days, at least with military, they sent you to the hospital to get your wisdom teeth removed. I've got a dog and a cat trying to. One's trying to play and the other one's not having it. Hold on a minute. Anyway, let's see if we can. Oh, okay. So animals always make my live videos. You hear my cat. Let's see if I can do this. Um. Anyway, so can't surgery's Friday. I have to be there at 5:30 in the morning. Do all the prep for that sort of thing. I've got to like take a bath with antibacterial soap for 4 days in a row. I have to take antibiotics the night before, and I have to take Miralax mixed with, I guess, Gatorade or something the night before. Um, so, yeah, I mean, I'm a little nervous of really what will happen after surgery because they are going to be removing about 14 centimeters of my digestive tract. We'll just leave it at that. And what could happen afterwards may not be the most pleasant. So, um, nervous about that. Um, I've just been lately, like I said, just really run down. And I've pretty much had to, like, throughout the day, you have to take a nap throughout the day. And I used to feel really guilty about taking naps in the middle of the day. I used to feel like, oh, you're just some lazy person. Here you are taking a nap. You should be in there working, and you're laying down taking a nap. But since cancer has entered my life, I'm like, you know what? I'm going to treat my body the way it's telling me it wants to be treated. So if it wants a nap, it's going to get a nap. And so what's going to happen after surgery? I don't know. I don't know. I mean, chemo obviously is probably going to happen, would be my guess. By the grace of God, maybe I won't have to do chemo. If anyone watches this and they feel like praying that God would be merciful and let all the cancer be removed confidently at surgery, then I won't have to do chemo. That would be really wonderful. So that's what I'm hoping for. I do hear, though, that for colon cancer, the chemo isn't necessarily as brutal as it is with a lot of other cancers. It's a different type of chemo, and so that would be nice. I hear that most people don't even lose their hair, which that would be nice. I mean, I have very long hair, so to go from long hair to bald or balding would be kind of rough, but I don't know. That's not been something that's really been a huge concern for me, because it would be nice to not have hair to take care of. I don't have a problem with the possibility of not having hair to take care of. It's just one less thing to have to deal with in life, right? I know a lot of people losing their hair is a big deal. And I guess, I can't say that it wouldn't necessarily be a big deal as I'm going through it. I could say that now. When I go through it, it might be a different story. So, but as of right now, I'm not overly concerned about that. I'm more concerned about how sick am I going to be because I have a daughter to raise. I have to make money. I can't be sick for like a week straight and not do work. I'm a real estate agent, so I don't have to be, in an office doing work. Um, I could write contracts while I'm in between trips to the bathroom throwing up. That's not so bad. But that's something I need to happen is I need to. I've I've got so many coals in the fire with my real estate, but none of them are sparking right now. I've got two houses that are listed. I've got one family actively looking for a home. I've got two others that are approved that just have kind of fallen off the face of the earth. Happens in real estate. People get approval for a home and then they don't ever buy a home. Um, I've got probably somewhere in the neighborhood of 6 other people trying to get approved for a loan. Maybe, I don't think all of them will. So I think some of them have some pretty bad financial situations, so I don't know that they're going to get approved. I've got a couple others that are waiting to buy late in a month or 2 or 3. So I mean, I've got a lot of coals in the fire. I just need all those coals to catch fire. I really need it. So if anyone wants to pray, if anyone wants to send people looking for a home in Colorado Springs my way, let me know. I will get you my contact information so that can happen. So having chemo and not working, not being able to go out and show homes, not being able to be on the phone talking to people, not being able to, keep up with my listings, that would be kind of devastating because I've kind of really backed off of a lot of all my other work. I haven't really done hardly any pet sitting at all. A little bit, but not much. My other 2 jobs that I was working, it's really just kind of petered out a little. So I'm not bringing in a lot of money right now. I'm just kind of living on my savings. And I could do that for a while. I've got a good amount of money in retirement accounts that I could pull out if I had to. I just need cancer to be done next Friday. I need it to be done. And or if I'm going to have to do chemo, I need it to not devastate me. I got to work. So that's where I'm at right now. Feeling really run down, ready to get my energy and stamina back. I wonder, because I've been so run down, I've had no energy to put towards my physical health, like exercising, walking, doing something, to keep my weight down. And I wonder, once cancer's gone, I'm hoping, and once chemo's over, if I have to do that, I'm hoping that maybe I'll get energy back and I'll have all this energy to exercise. You have no idea how I used to exercise. I've never really been skinny. I got down to a pretty low weight one time without exercising. But with exercising, I was still a heavier person. But I used to exercise very regularly. I used to get up at 2 o'clock in the morning. I'd go to bed at 8 o'clock at night. I'd get up at 2 o'clock in the morning so that I could exercise before I got ready for work and before I could get my kids up and get them ready for school and then before I could get myself to work. And I did that 5 days a week, 4 or 5 days a week. And I did that every single week for a long time. But I just don't have I'm just too tired. I can't do it. I just can't do it. And I'm wondering if the cancer is the reason why. Maybe I've gained a good amount of weight. I don't know. Or it just could be age. But I'm hopeful that in the future, in the next year or so, maybe I can drop some weight. Maybe chemo will help with that. And I can get back to taking care of my health again. So, I've had this thought, A lot of people think people are overweight because they're, lazy, unhealthy, they don't eat right, whatever. I wonder if it's the other way around. I wonder if people are on. I can get my brain to think this through. We maybe the reason why we don't exercise, and the reason why is just because we don't feel good, and that causes us to stop exercising. That causes us to stop. Sometimes, especially with me, before cancer and before I knew I had cancer, food was just a battle. You know, my stomach would be so messed up, and I just had to eat whatever I thought would sit right. And sometimes it wasn't good stuff. Sometimes the good stuff wreaked so much havoc in my stomach. So, I just encourage people, when you see someone who's overweight, to don't just automatically think they're lazy, and because I'm the kind of person that even now, if I really had to, like, I could probably not now. I can't do it now. Prior to now, even with my weight, I could always still hike. I could always go, up hills, climb hills and stuff, and I could do it as good as anyone else, slower than everyone else, but I could still do it, and I would do it. So if you see somebody who's heavy, overweight, don't just automatically assume that they're lazy and unhealthy and they make bad choices. Sometimes they're unhealthy because of things that's beyond their control, and that contributes to why maybe they're overweight, not because their bad decisions got them there. Just have a little grace. Try to not judge people. It's hard. I know that. I myself struggle with not making judgment conclusions about people. So, anyway, went to Thanksgiving with my dad. I always go to Thanksgiving at my dad's house, and I always love it, and I don't ever want to come home. He doesn't ever want me to come home either. But I struggled driving out there. It takes me on a good drive with a toddler about 15 hours to drive out there. It would take me less if I didn't have a toddler, and if I didn't have to spend 45 minutes in a McDonald's bathroom, and then driving 10 miles down the road and going to a rest stop and spending another 20 minutes in a bathroom. The joys of colon cancer. So that was not fun, but thankfully I found me some Imodium, and I trucked on down the road and didn't have any issues the rest of the time. Coming back, it was like 16 and a half hours because there was some traffic in the middle of nowhere, Kansas, where they were doing some construction, and traffic was backed up. It was probably about an hour delay. So thankful that I had time with my dad, and I got to see my son and my grandkids. And my dad will be coming out here this week for my surgery. He said he'll stay as long as he has to in order to ensure that I'm okay before he goes back home. So that's my update. Not a lot going on. Ready for surgery in some ways and dreading it in other ways, because I'm just really concerned about what life will be like afterwards. I'll keep you informed. Some of the information may not be pretty, because colon cancer surgery and what happens afterwards often is not very pretty. So, but I'm alive, of course. I'm not feeling the most healthy. Hoping that'll change soon. So, that's my update, and I will be back maybe in a couple weeks to update you again. Till then, take care of yourself, be kind to each other, and look to Jesus. We all need Jesus. Some of you don't have any idea how much you need Jesus. And if you had him, you would realize it. But look to Jesus. He is our hope and our Redeemer, and he is the only thing keeping me sane through these last 2 years of my life. So, until next time, figure out how to turn this thing off. I will be in touch, I guess.